Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Lewis from the Health and Wellness Spot. Now, there's a video that I'm going to react to, and I've been tagged multiple times in this video, and I think it's necessary we talk about it because it is one of the components that we've always discussed on this platform. MSG, monosodium glutamate. There's a lot of questions coming in. What is the difference between L-glutamine and D-glutamine? Is MSG, does it occur in multiple types of foods? Is it naturally occurring, or are we just blaming MSG for all the messes that are actually happening? And it has nothing to do with it. So there's a gentleman who made out a video and was trying to educate the masses about a very common spice in our Kenyan markets. And I wouldn't mention the name of that spice because, of course, the brands can bring in problems. However, I came to realize that most people are suffering not because they don't have the information, but it's because our doctors, or those who are actually called the gatekeepers, or people who are healthcare providers and people who are actually bringing out content in terms of health, are actually providing most misinformation. And therefore we believe that, and we do that, and we end up in problems. Now, when we end up in problems, they are the same people who are unable to explain these problems. Okay, so I want us to see this video and let's just discuss it, and then I'll talk about MSG in detail so that you can actually get to be educated and understand how it messes up your system in general. So one guy is trying to educate people about that product and how it's actually messing you up, and then another person decides to react to the video and tell you, you know what, stop demonizing this product, stop demonizing this component. It's not a problem. It is you who has the problem, not the product that has the problem. Same things we discussed on the live when we were talking about how food industries mess us up. So let's check this out.
Ndo hii hapa. Hii ndo the reason unashindwa kulose weight. Hii ndo the reason unashindwa kufast. Hii ndo the reason cravings na kusumbua. Na unashindwa kukaa more than 4 hours bila kukula. Ona hii iko na ingredient inaitwa MSG ama monosodium glutamate.
The claim here is we have MSG in Rico.
Before we even go further, this guy might not have the adequate or the appropriate information to pass across, but he has a point. We can't take that away from him because it's also on the label of the product that this product has MSG. And of course, MSG is one of the reasons why you are unable to handle cravings. You are tasting foods in their unnatural state because it's actually a flavorant that is used to mask the taste of foods and give you a false taste of these foods. So at that point, the guy is right.
To get you addicted to.
But then the gentleman jumps in, and this is what he has to say.
To food is going to make low quality food taste better. It's actually going to also create inflammation or cause inflammation in the body. But one thing you have to understand is, we have to be objective. So MSG is naturally occurring, and you know that. You find that in tomatoes, in potatoes, in meat, and that's the reason when you put.
Now, he admits that MSG can actually mess up your system by causing inflammation and all that. So he admits it, he knows it. But the interesting part is when he jumps in to try and explain that. And he says, MSG, monosodium glutamate, is actually in a lot of foods. Listen, up to that point, I didn't see the reason to continue with this video because MSG is not naturally occurring. MSG is a sodium salt of glutamic acid. Now, possibly let's just go through it. Let's just go through it until the end, and then I explain everything to do with MSG. All right?
Put tomatoes in your food, it tastes better. Yes, we have MSG that will make things taste better, but then we need to be more objective. Look at what will happen. What will happen when you put Royco in your food? It's going to be more delicious, it's going to be tastier, you're going to enjoy your food better, so you're more likely going to overfeed. So here we should be talking about the portion, not MSG, because I've seen people picking a component and, judging the whole system based on only one component like they do with fructose in fruits. So it's not MSG, it's the whole motivation behind your food. So if you make your food tastier, not only by putting MSG, by putting anything else, you're more likely going to eat more. And you know that. On the flip side, we have people with low appetite. So you'll have to motivate them to eat. Like you'll have to make it, more delicious for them to find the, the reason or the motivation to eat that food. Because underfeeding is equally as bad.
At that point in time, I couldn't handle it. Like literally, this is misinformation. So ideally, Let me take you through MSG so that you get to understand this. Okay, because when we start talking about these products and we start acting as though we are promoting them, it simply takes us away from our goal and we start behaving like people who are actually chasing brands. And this is not the right way to do this. You either educate your masses or you decide to be a content creator and you decide to chase brands. So listen to this. There are two ways, or rather, there are two amino acids which are mirror images of each other and they exist naturally. One, basically the major amino acid is glutamine. Glutamine is an amino acid, exists in every type of food. Those tomatoes that is mentioning, the meats, the green leafy vegetables, it's abundant in nature. That is glutamine, the amino acid. Now this amino acid called glutamine has two forms. We have the L form and we have the D form. The L form, basically L and D, they are enantiomers. Enantiomers means they are mirror images of each other. So if you take the L and you put it on you put it on a mirror, the image that comes into the mirror, which is like looks like the opposite of it, that is the D form. So they are called enantiomers. But look at this way. The L form is naturally occurring, the D form is naturally occurring. However, the D form is very rare. Okay, so we don't find it in nature as much, but it's naturally occurring. The L form is what we have in abundance, and the L form is found in a lot of foods, and the body uses it for nervous, nervous system development, brain and the nerves. It uses it for the muscle repair and protein synthesis. It uses it for the skeletal muscle and the gut, healing of the gut. That is the L-glutamine. Underline that word glutamine. Now, monosodium glutamate is not coming from glutamine. So what he's talking about when he's saying MSG is coming from tomatoes, potatoes, and meats, they have MSG. This is a blatant lie. MSG is a product that is made by the food industries. Basically, they take glutamic acid, not glutamine. They take glutamic acid and they react it with sodium. They form sodium glutamate, which is monosodium glutamate. So MSG is a sodium salt of glutamic acid. It is synthetically made, and this is what is used as a flavorant. It's used to flavor foods. It's used to mask your taste buds so that you don't taste foods in its natural state. And that's why this product, it has different flavors, has beef flavor, has chicken flavor. So when you add it to your sukuma wiki, it basically tastes as though the sukuma wiki has beef or has chicken. That is a lie. You're fooling your taste buds. So sukuma wiki is it has a certain taste and it's supposed to taste that way. So any influence that changes that taste to make your brain believe that this is not just sukuma wiki, it has beef, that is a lie. So you fooled your taste buds. That is one. Number two, MSG, that product, that synthetic product, is highly inflammatory to your gut. This is one of the reasons why people have a lot of gut problems, a lot of mental health issues, and a lot of skin problems, even respiratory allergies. Why? And autoimmune conditions, because you mess up your gut using this product and you end up having a lot of problems. Remember, for you to fix most health conditions, you need to fix the gut, and that's where the problem is coming in. So MSG is not in tomatoes. MSG is not in meat. It's not in potatoes. That is a lie, Daktari. MSG is a synthetic product that is made by reacting sodium and glutamic acid. Basic science, basic chemistry, all right? The one that is naturally occurring is L-glutamine. That is an amino acid, or D-glutamine. All of them are enantiomers of glutamine, which is an amino acid that is naturally occurring. So then he goes ahead to throw in that the fructose part, and I'll tell you this for free. Imagine how many people are following him and how many people are diabetic, and they've been eating fruits for the longest period of time, and they're not surviving. They've been following all these guidelines, plus fruits, because fruits are what are actually encouraged in the hospitals to the diabetics. So they're eating fruits, but they're not getting better. Understand that your body does not identify fruits. Your body does not know fruits. It doesn't know pineapples or mangoes. Your body knows the active ingredient in the fruits, either the vitamins or the fructose, which is the major component. And the fruit sugar is the same to sugarcane sugar. It is the same to honey sugar. It is fructose. One of the sugars that is very dangerous to the liver because it is metabolized to triglycerides, which are fats. This will expose you to high fats in the system. This will start building fats in the liver and causing you a fatty liver disease. This is the fructose that is highly toxic to the gut also. And this is the major problem because fructose is the one that causes a fatty liver, and then we end up with insulin resistance, and now we end up with diabetes. So therefore, indirectly ended up to diabetes. That's why you're taking these fruits and taking the medication, but nothing is changing. So sometimes when we're listening to people, let's listen to people who can actually help you change your situation for the better. Let's listen to people who will change your life and tell you why this is a problem. You see, just saying, oh, you know what, fruits have fructose and that's not a problem. We are focusing on that only. But I'm saying the modern fruits are the problem. Did he miss out on that? So he missed out on the lecture that we had on the live that we are talking about fruits and how they're actually affecting. We said that what you're eating is not the problem. The food that we eat is not a problem. What happened to the foods that we eat is the problem. Genetically modified fruits are the modern fruits. They are always in season. They have no fiber. They have no seeds. And if they have seeds, they cannot regrow. So we said the high content of the fruits in the market, because of the appetite that is coming from people, and because of the need for the pharmaceutical companies to make profits and the food industries to make profits, people have to be addicted to these foods. So therefore, the fruits that are coming in are not natural. They are synthetic. They are actually made. The GMOs are made. They use fertilizers. They grow them in greenhouses. So there's no nature around these fruits. And therefore, the only thing that is there is high content of fructose, which is a sugar that actually kills up your system, that will expose you to more problems. All right? So it's not about just taking fructose as the only problem. We are saying if somebody is already having health condition or somebody is trying to lose weight, how then can they eat fruits, which is going to load them with calories and give them fructose that will keep them obese? Does it even make sense to you? No. And therefore, vitamins in fruits have been suppressed and then the sugar has been uplifted so that the fruits become more addictive so that you buy and make money for these people. That is one. Number two, nobody knows the taste of vitamins. So therefore, you can't even tell if these fruits have vitamins. Traditional fruits were bitter. They had fiber. They had seeds. They attracted flies. They used to go bad. Nowadays, fruits can stay in your home for 2 weeks. They're still there on the shelves. And that was the intention, improve the shelf life and make them bigger. So therefore, modern fruits are always in season. The whole year you have mangoes, you have watermelons, you have pineapples. How are we consuming them? We consume them on a daily basis and we still are in the same position that we have been in. You've been consuming fruits all your life and you're still diabetic. It's time for us to think differently, right? So when we tell you that avoid fruits when you are at this level, we're not telling you that fruits are bad. We're telling you that what happened to fruits is the problem. And we are telling you we have alternatives to fruits that have the same content that the fruit has, the vitamins, the fiber, and all that. They are in vegetables. So why don't you eat vegetables? Why are you so interested in the fruits? And you know very well you don't eat fruits because they have vitamins, because you don't know the taste of vitamins. You've been lied to. You eat fruits because they have sugar, and if I remove the sugar from that fruit, you will not eat the fruit. So when you are listening to such people, please ask them questions. That's why I prefer people should do lives. Such people should do lives to explain these things to you because this us getting to interact with you on a personal level. But when I pick a topic or I pick somebody's video and then I go and react on it, because I'll just pick that video, I do some few research, I go on ChatGPT and I do some few research and I bring out this content to you and you think, oh, this guy has information. No, the truth is, if you have information, please bring it forth, do a live, educate people about these things and let people ask you question and answer. But the problem is we have people who have actually come in and their only role is basically they're chasing the bag, right? They're chasing followers, they're chasing the bag, and they're chasing fame. So fame comes in and ego settles in. When ego settles in, we lose the goal totally. Now we're just interested in just producing content over and over. And I'll tell you this for free. Producing health content is not a joke. It's not easy. We respect doctors who produce content that is preventive more than curative. We are not demonizing curative care. We are saying curative care can come in during emergencies. But we're saying if we can prevent these conditions, why not? Why would we now encourage you to eat these processed spices that will expose you to gut problems and now you come back to take medication? Do you see the goal? So at this point in time, I'm not saying that's him. I'm saying this was so skewed and this is not right. And I'm saying we will call out such information. All right, we will call out. We are saying fruits have fructose and therefore they should be avoided. And if you have the traditional fruits, enjoy them. However, you cannot have traditional fruits the whole season. We are saying if you're diabetic or you're obese and you're trying to lose weight, fruits have nothing to do with you. Go for the vegetables. They have the same content. Right? We are saying diabetes is a sugar problem. Therefore, avoid sugars in all forms, including fruits and honey. But somebody comes and tells you, you know what, don't avoid fruits. Fruits have to be eaten because no, this one is focusing on this. It almost looks like we are fighting as healthcare providers. There's no war. We are here to educate the masses, or possibly I am here to educate the masses. And possibly everybody has a different goal in this one. So on MSG, avoid any product that has MSG. These processed spices have MSG. Those soups that you take in hotels, they are topped up with MSG to mask your taste buds so that you keep going there. They are the reasons why you get addicted to these foods. That chicken that you eat that has the the crusty part on top of it in that parlor that you go to, you know I see people lining on these parlors. That pizza, all of them have this. They have MSG, and is the reason why you get addicted to foods. Is the reason why you cannot fight your cravings. Is the reason why you have a messed up gut. Is the reason why your children are coming out. A lot of children are coming out nowadays with autism, with asthma, with all these conditions, conditions like recurrent eczema. There's a reason why people are coming up with mental health issues, because we mess up our guts using these products. So therefore, why would we want our sukuma wiki to taste different? Why would we want our sukuma wiki or our green leafy vegetables to taste like chicken? Why don't we just eat chicken? Why don't you just buy chicken and eat chicken plus sukuma wiki? Why would you take a product that tastes like chicken to change your green leafy vegetables to taste like chicken? Now, takeaway point 1. Glutamine is not monosodium glutamate. They are not the same. Glutamine is naturally occurring. MSG is synthetic. Number 2, glutamine is an amino acid, very good for your body. MSG is going to mess up your gut. It's going to fry your brain. It's going to mess up your children. It's going to mess up your skin and all that. Avoid MSG. MSG is in these products. And you can simply do a Google search and see the products in the market that have MSG. You will see how much MSG you're taking in. So I think we should be honest with our audience and tell you the truth so that you avoid things that actually mess up your system, because this can just be one. How about others? So when you use this and use others, use this and that, and all of them collectively, they mess up your health. And of course, you'll come back and we will use your money. So choose who you want to listen to. You can listen, but ask questions, okay? Always be curious to ask questions. I thought you should know that.